Yeah, that's one of the most complicated things about this is that the regulatory landscape, as they say, how different countries look at these crops from a regulatory perspective changes from country to country. And so I think the most important thing is that we would like the regulatory policies and the regulatory actions to be based in science. I think for the most part, they are. And so it's important that they are based in science. I think it's also important that they look at the product because that's actually what's going to be grown in the field and then end up in grocery stores, for example. Um, and it's also important that we find a way for the regulatory agencies to keep up with advances in science because, as you know, science can advance really quickly. A great example of that is gene editing, what I work on now. It's only been about 6 years since this technology was even imaginable to be using it in the way that we're doing now. And so, but here it is now. It has a lot of potential, and a lot of entities, universities, small companies, big companies are all developing future crops that are based on gene editing. And yet the science behind it has only been around for 6 years. We know a lot about it, but the challenge is for regulatory agencies to be able to keep up with that. And I think that's another reason why scientists, whether at companies like me or at universities, need to talk more about this and get out of their labs and get out of their buildings and engage with the public and, of course, with regulatory agencies as well.